What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the channel. I am Harrison and you are here for another Tutorial Tuesday. What is Tutorial Tuesday? Tutorial Tuesday is every single Tuesday I teach you how to draw some of your favorite characters. Today we are sticking on the train of Pokemon and drawing Dugtrio. I always loved this character. It was always something so weird and different. I don't even know. It's like three things growing out of the ground and they just are there wherever you summon them, and that's kind of it. Weird, random, cool?
Cool!
Anyway, today we are going step by step again. So grab your pencils, markers, sketchbooks, and Pokeballs, and let's summon up a Dugtrio.
Who's that Pokemon?
So in the center of our page, we are going to be drawing 3 circles. So we can start with 1, 2, and 3. All 3 of these circles should be overlapped and in varying different heights. This is what we should have now. So our next step is to start plotting out facial features. So we can just go ahead and add very simple guidelines, and then we need to know the base of the dirt that they are going to be coming out in. This is what your structure should look like. Now, to help give it some form and shape, we can start adding the bodies of our Dugtrio. Actually, so to give it a bit more perspective, this one should be in front. And we are just following the shape and curve of the circles we made. Your sketchy circles do not need to be perfect. They will be turned into these rounded hot doggy worm type of shapes. So don't even worry about that right now. And on this bottom guideline is where we're gonna add the nose. And these are very oval egg looking shapes that will add right there in the center of their faces. Actually, I have drawn them a little too head on. To give it more of a dynamic pose, they should be looking more off to the side and like 3/4 view. I know we drew our guidelines head on, but let's switch it up. And now to add their eyes. So in the center of these T's, we can add this similar shape, just a little narrower, right there. And honestly, these nose or mouths or whatever these are can be a bit bigger. And this is what makes up Dugtrio. This is it. This is all the detail we have to put into them. Now, the last bit of detail we have to work on is the base of the rocks. And this is where you can have a lot of fun with that look. It doesn't have to be anything special, anything crazy. You can make up whatever you want here as long as we can get this kind of surrounding them to make it look like they are popping up out of the ground. So the best way to achieve this is to start on this side, and we can give them a little bit of depth and perspective there to really show that they are coming out of the ground. And then as well as this side, and then we can kind of have fun and be free with it. We can add sharp edges, round edges, and kind of do whatever we want. And then from here, we can give ourselves a guideline. Starting at this edge of Dugtrio and going to this edge here, we can just add a bit of a swoop, and that is where we know we want the line of those rocks to come up. Now you can exceed that line, you can go beneath that line, but that is the general shape and curve that we want to follow. So using these lines that we made here, we can kind of create different rock ridges. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're just getting the sense of dirt and rocks. And then feel free to add any more detail. You can leave it as super simple. You don't have to add anything else if you don't want to. And that's it. This is what makes up Dugtrio. It's very simple, very straightforward. But now let's finish our drawing and ink it. So grab your fine liners. I know, today I'm using a fine liner and not dip pen.
Say what?
So let's start, as always, left to right, top to bottom. And try to make these strokes as quickly and as in one line as possible. On this side, I slowed up and I didn't get fast enough, so it did kind of wrap in a little bit too much. I don't think I have the freedom to adjust. Now it's going to be too thick. And this is where stylizing your art can come in. So what I did, because I messed up on this side, I just went ahead and made the rest of them have a thicker outline. This is where you can get kind of creative in your stylization. I know that these Pokemon typically have a thinner line, but because I messed up, I kind of just leaned into it. I could have either used whiteout, I could have started over, but sometimes leaning into your mistakes can help you get an effect that you didn't know you actually liked. Or if you don't like it, then you might realize that that's not the style you want, and then you can decide to start over from there if not. For Dugtrio's eyes, we don't want to forget that there is a little glimmer in them. So make sure you leave a little bit of paper showing through. there's our inks. Very simple, very straightforward. Now what we're gonna do is let this dry, let this sit for about 20 minutes so that the ink has enough time to soak into the paper, and then we're gonna come back and erase it. Using your kneaded eraser, let's go in and erase. Something that I always like to keep in mind when erasing is not to press too hard and go in circular motions. The reasoning behind that is we don't want to rip our paper. Moving back and forth really hard is going to cause friction in the paper, and it's going to cause it to bend and move and stress, and that's what tears our paper, especially if your ink has wilted your paper. Going in circular motions allows for the pencil to be picked up, and the distribution of energy on the page is not going in one specific motion. I also find that you tend to pick up more of your pencil when doing this instead of like really going at it. Sometimes you do need to put in some elbow grease, but for the most part, if you keep your pencil nice and light, there's no reason why you would have to really forcibly erase your work. Now the last bit of cleanup, because some fine liners do just naturally pick up from erasing, it's okay to have to go back in and add some details. But there we have it. There is Dugtrio. Another very easy, straightforward tutorial. I hope everyone can follow along with this. If you liked today's lesson, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And then once you do, hit that bell notification so you know when I upload the next Tutorial Tuesday. If for some reason you did not like today's tutorial, please let me know in the comments why. What are some things I can do to help better teach you how to draw some of your favorite characters? And on that note, if there is a character that you would like to know how to draw that you do not see in the playlist, please let me know who that character is. I would love to add them to the list. I hope all of you are following along and posting your drawings. If you are, please tag me in them. I would love to see the work that you're doing. And then follow me on social media so you can see all of the other stuff that I'm working on day to day. Thank you so much for joining me on another awesome Tutorial Tuesday. Keep practicing, keep drawing, don't give up. Go catch all those Pokemon, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.